Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we talk about Lenny's misaligned attempt to cripple Big Bourbon by only buying craft. We want to find out if this quest is continuing, and perhaps he's the reason we are hearing about bourbon being on the ropes. My name is Miss Becca Sue. Please join me join me in welcoming my co-host Steve Akeley, as well as our special guests, Luke Otero, Lenny Eckstein, and Ryan Thompson.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, everybody.
Hey, so we're going to be talking today about Lenny. He waged a one-man war against Big Bourbon last year. We're going to check in. You know, times haven't been that great for Big Bourbon since he announced it, so I don't know. I don't know if he's ground zero. I mean, he hasn't been mentioned in all these articles, but maybe he is. So we'll get to that. And is this even continuing? I don't know. I don't know if he's still sticking to that. He's only buying craft bourbon. That's what he says. So we'll check in with him after the break. For right now, though, Ryan said there's something he wanted to talk about. What is that, sir?
What's going on, guys?
Not much.
Yeah, I am excited to get the update from Lenny as well, so I'm looking forward to that. I've been to a couple of house parties recently, and some of the house parties are great. Some of them are just kind of blah. And I was wondering what your guys' opinion was on what makes a good house party. You know, when you walk in and you're like, all right, this is going to be a good time. Okay. You know, what makes a good house party for you?
For me, different seating areas. So it's not just one big open area. It's like you can have a little group here that's talking, and then you can leave that conversation and go to another one. So it's different seating and different kind of enclaves where you can have conversation. So I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah,
I would go ahead with agree with Steve on that part, but also a nice food table,
snacks, yeah,
and some good beverages. I mean, the rest will all take care of itself.
Right.
Are you bringing something? What are you bringing?
To a party, I always bring a host gift. We do that, whether it's a bottle of wine or a bottle of whiskey.
Okay.
Yeah. Because if they don't have good booze, which is rarely ever happens, at least we can open up the one I brought and know it's good.
There you go.
Point.
Yeah.
So a self-fulfilling gift, Luke, huh?
Yeah, for sure. Why not, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Becomes your backup plan.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lenny, how about you? What's a sign of a good house party?
I think you kind of nailed what might be the most important part, because it's kind of awkward when everybody's in one place and you want to wander a little.
Right.
But wherever you wander, you feel like you're intruding. It's awesome when it could be rooms, it could be in the kitchen, but when it's set up appropriately where you can feel comfortable in any space.
Right.
And not feel stagnant. That's awesome. I think a bonus could be a backyard pool.
Okay.
That works. But also, I think in addition to spaces, well-curated music, pretty important.
Yeah, yeah.
You
That's
know,
a good point.
nobody wants silence, but nobody wants bad music either.
Correct.
Yeah.
Or it becomes a good part of the
Not too
background.
loud.
Right,
For
right.
sure,
You want
not
to be
too
able to
loud.
talk. You're not getting there
Like,
just to sit next to a bunch of people
God, it
because you
pisses
can't
me off
talk.
when
Yeah.
it's just too loud though,
Right,
That's the worst.
and you're like,
And
right.
what?
Why am I here?
You're like, what? What?
Yeah,
Sorry, what'd you say? I can't hear you.
right.
and
Yeah.
last thought, somewhere to get kids, if kids are involved, away from everyone else.
Okay.
Like I've got some friends who live like as a crow flies, not very far away from me, but it's a long drive because you have to drive down a dirt road and it's basically off-roading to get to their
Sure.
house. And they just let the kids wander in the mountains. It's awesome. We don't see the kids the entire time.
Just turn them loose.
Yeah.
Turn them loose and let nature take its course.
Yeah, hopefully they don't get eaten by coyotes. It's awesome. So
Right.
I think that's important where I
Okay.
live.
Okay.
And if the adults are boring, you can go join the kids, right?
Yeah, I suppose so.
There you go. There you go. Becca, what do you think? Anything to add? Obviously, there's been some good points made. So
Yeah, like those are all like really good, like comfortable seating.
yeah.
I'll say that they're like it's the worst when like you're like, oh good, they've got seating, and then you sit down and it's like
Oh yeah.
the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
And because then you can't actually have fun if like the seat you're in is just like the worst. It's like
Right.
I just want to get the fuck out of here now.
Yeah.
So comfortable seating is a big one. Like you need to have like and like you guys were saying, like different areas to sit at, like like living room. To me, living room, TV on, with something on that like everyone would know, but you're not going to get focused on if like you're just having people, if you're not there for like a specific
Right.
TV event, but just something on that's going to be like funny to have on the background, not too loud. Have, then also have a spot in the kitchen, music in there, comfortable seats, food, so that there's all the different spaces everyone can get around to. But comfortable seating that's a big
Right.
one. Also, the biggest one is not shitty people there.
Okay. Okay. This is why I don't get invited to parties. So, yeah.
No enemies.
Okay, no enemies. That's a good thing for sure. For sure. Ryan, you asked the question. What does yours have? The right staff in place at these things?
Right? Make sure everyone's buttoned up, ready to go, and
Right. Tuxedos for the crew.
Becca nailed one of mine. Is certainly having the right curated group there, and making sure no enemies are out and about. Right? It's always fun to go in. You're like, oh shit, this guy's there, or this person's there, or so and so. Great,
true.
okay.
That motherfucker.
So yeah, there's that one too on Lenny. Yeah, the flip side is that, oh shit, that guy's here. Fuck. But no, I just was at one recently, and man, they had a couple of the local musicians. They had a stage set up in the backyard, and they're like, yeah, so and so's coming, and this person's coming, and I was like, listed off 5 or 6 of the local musicians that were coming to play. I'm like, oh. It's going to be one of those kind of parties. All right, great. And then you could go inside, you could get away from the band and the louder music and have a conversation inside. They had a couple different food stations set up. I'm like, damn, these guys, I didn't know what I was walking into, but this is going to be a good one. So I had a good time.
Billionaires go to.
Yeah.
Live music.
Right.
Yeah.
Got to have the live music for sure. God forbid it's just recorded. Yeah, that's right. So
stage setup. I was like, oh shit, okay.
Of course.
For a birthday party. All right, here we go.
Yeah, fair enough.
So.
Well, on that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Luke. Let's see what Luke's got here.
I've got, in honor of Lenny's protest, I've got some Deer Hammer.
Okay.
And let's see.
Okay. It sounded like you had a little microphone cut out there. We did hear something, so it was decent. I bet you it was explosive on your end, Luke, but
I was hoping you guys are okay.
Your microphone did you dirty there, so it was not great, but it's the lead. We'll see what happens. Ryan's next.
Yeah, I'm going to follow Luke's going leading with the Deer Hammer. That's always fun to see Lenny on the podcast, and so that seemed appropriate to pop a little Deer Hammer brandy tonight, actually. So, slide on the set. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, that might have been your best one ever. Ryan's got the lead.
Hilarious.
Ryan has the lead. So yeah,
it's all Lenny.
Yep. I'll go. I'll have solidarity to the protest. I've got some Deer Hammer here. This is the single malt. So let's see what we got here. It was good, but I'm going to say Ryan's was better. Ryan has the lead. Ryan, he's has the lead. We'll see what happens. Becca, you're next.
I'm just drinking wine tonight, so I'm not even going to do a cork. I do have a cork, but
Okay, give it a whirl. Well, that was nice. You beat Luke. You beat Luke, but not enough to take the lead. Not enough to take the lead, Lenny. You're last but not least here.
All right. I've got a bottle of Talnua, Old Saints Keep. They're out of Arvada, Colorado.
Okay. No, not enough. Ryan,
I
you
also
won.
don't have a glass. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
First time for everything. Lenny forgot his glass. He's drinking straight from
Lenny
the
forgot a glass or straight from the bottle. So cheers to everybody.
Cheers.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about Lenny's one-man protest. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of Executive Bourbon Steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your Executive Bourbon Steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your Executive Bourbon Steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
You're on mute.
Yeah,
You
Becca.
sound great, Becca Sue. You're on mute.
We didn't hear any of that. And you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're finding out if it's Lenny who's actually getting all these big distilleries shut down.
Yeah. So Lenny, let's talk about this. Tell us about why you got started with this, and if it is even still going on. We haven't checked in a while. You haven't been on a show. I want to see if you're still adhering to the fact you're only buying craft. What's going on with this?
Yeah. Well, what originated some, I don't know, 2.25 years ago is still going on. But just for clarity's sake, I only buy craft. There's a few caveats to that. I will buy the occasional NDP brand if I respect what they're doing, and there's a few of those out there for sure.
Okay.
And I will buy the occasional heritage brand if I need one for a calibrator or market research, because I think it's important. Like, you can't just now with that. I've only bought one
calibrator
2026. not a common thing. It's rare. It's when I have to say,
I like
all
that
right,
now.
how
When
do
I
you
buy
say
a bottle of booze, I'm gonna be like, it's a calibrator.
I'm calibrating. I'm
I'm calibrating. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
drinking. I'm
it's
calibrating.
been-
For God's sakes.
over the last 2+ years? I've only bought 2 of those in the last 2 years, so
Okay.
it's few and far between.
Okay.
I don't know that it's a one-man effort, but I also don't care. I don't
Lenny,
know
what
that I
if-
haven't
what if-
influenced others.
Lenny, what if you're at
What's
a
that?
party? Like, what if you're at a house party and they only have a couple of the big names there? Are you going for one, or are you just going to be drinking water?
He walks out.
You walk out.
Lenny's on a little bit of a delay, so
I might walk out, but say that one more time.
Yeah, Lenny, I was just asking if you walk into a house party and they only have 3 or 4 selections of some of the big guys, then are you pouring one, or are you just having a little water and quietly exiting stage left?
No, I will. If
Yeah, he's having internet problems. Shows
It's a
about him and
Buena
he's
Vista
having an
internet.
internet problem. Ryan, you're going to have to stand in for Lenny for the rest of the show, so we'll fire all questions at you. If you don't know, just make it up. Just make it up.
Put my best Lenny hat on here.
Yes. Lenny has actually dropped off the call, so we'll wait for him. I assume he's going to his other router. I think he has a backup system there, so hopefully he'll pop back in soon here. So, but yes.
Well,
I mean,
I'll say this if he gets back on, but I want to say it just in case he doesn't. For whatever reason, I'm actually very proud of him, and I respect him for it.
Yeah.
Now whether it's doing it anything or not,
He's trying.
he's trying, and that's I give
Sometimes
props
that's
to
the
that.
accomplishment.
Yeah,
I always say that, like, when we make a donation, because there's companies that are so big they donate millions of dollars, and when we're donating $500 to something like that, I was like, oh, we did our best. We're if everyone would just do their best, things would be fine. So you can't look at other guys. So yeah, one man protest is not necessarily a bad thing. So we're checking in with Lenny, and so tell us. Yeah, you were going back to Ryan's, or would you leave a party if they only have the big brands? I
absolutely would not leave. I have no problem with the heritage brands. I love them, but I've got to vote with my dollar.
Okay.
And here's, hot take. These heritage brands do not really need the dollars from the bourbon enthusiasts. I'm sure it helps, but their main, revenue is coming from just
the shelf at the local liquor
bottle.
store. Right. Grab bottles. Correct.
It's not those who are passionate about bourbon. Again, I'm sure it would take a chunk out of their, quarterly profits, but I don't think they need us. But it's nice. It's what maybe drives the more interesting releases. I think that the small brands absolutely need us because they're not finding their way to the back bar of most bars. They're definitely not finding their way to export markets. So while I might be one person, my thought is like, if I'm going to buy a bottle and I roll into a shop and I might see a nice bottle for, let's say, $40 to $50 of a heritage brand, but I see a craft brand with either a new release or something I haven't had in maybe 5 years, or a new brand. Maybe it's $60 to $80. That's not that much more money. I'd rather see what's going on with a brand I have respect for. Not saying I don't have respect for, like, for example, I've got a bottle of Wild Turkey single barrel that I bought because I wanted to see how it ranks to some other stuff. I have all the respect for the heritage brands, but I just want to support the industry that I'm a part of, and I think there's no better way to do that than just commit to saying that's all I'm buying. If I'm going to spend my dollars for the most part, that's what I'm spending it on.
Okay.
I respect you for that, Lenny. I really do.
Yeah. I do too. I mean, because you think, well, what does it matter? I don't know. I think everything matters. When you're talking about craft being small distillers, I know it matters at my liquor store. And here's an example. If someone had a $40 bottle in their hand and an employee said something off color that made that person walk out, I would be furious if in my little liquor store, I would be like, what the hell did you just do? You just cost us, $40 a customer for life and all. You do that at Total, you think they give a damn? You think any employee in there is like, hey, we just lost a $40 sale. You think anybody's like, holy shit, this is no, they don't care. They're going to get the next 100 people that have $40 bottles in there. So I get it from a small business perspective, 100%. So I do think it's a cool thing. And you do what you can. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would go a step further. So here's a weird way to frame it, but I've got some friends who, we've known each other for a long time. They will go into a bar or liquor store and be like, you guys have Deer Hammer? And clearly they don't.
Right.
But they're planting that seed. I'm like, hey, thanks. That's awesome. Well, when I go into a liquor store and I bottle, I recently bought a bottle of Bear Creek. A while back, I bought a bottle of 10th Mountain. When I do, I don't say, hey, my name's Lenny. I own Deer Hammer. I just walk in and I'm like, this stuff's awesome. I'm glad you guys have it on the shelf. And then I buy a bottle. And that I think is the best we can do within the industry. And I don't, I'm not saying what I do is the only way, but
I got a question
more
for
of
you.
it, the better.
That digs into this a little bit further. When you're at a bar ordering a cocktail, now the well is typically going to be Big Bourbon. Are you saying, hey, could you make this with Deer Hammer? Could you make it with Bear Claw or whatever it is?
Yeah. That depends. I mean, typically at bars, I don't think that option is always there. If I go to a bar that does have my own product, I'll certainly order it. And then usually after that order, introduce myself. If they don't have my own, like there's a hotel I stay at the airport and they happen to have Spirit Hound on the back bar. I always order that. It's not the cheapest pour. It's probably like $3 or $4 more than something else that's, great from a heritage brand, but I want to give them a push.
Right.
So, I mean, I order whatever's there that I want to support.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%, Lenny. I'm with you on that. And always people ask, what can I do to support you guys? Go out when you're out at dinner, ask for a 10th Mountain Old Fashioned Rye or whatever, right? Even if you don't see it on the back bar, just to get people conversating about it and hearing it. And so, I do it all the time, Lenny. Same. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. So Lenny, it continues. This wasn't just like a short-term thing. You're in this thing for the long haul.
I don't think I'm ever going to stop. Honestly, I did it for 1 year, and I was like, "There's no point in stopping. I'm only going to support the industry
until every one of those heritage brands is down and gone away, and then Lenny is one, and that's it."
That's right.
Well, we've had some fun here, but in reality, all of us have respect for what you're doing because it's a smart thing to do. Spend your money wisely. I as an entrepreneur, and I've always been entrepreneurial interested, but I worked a corporate job, and I'll tell you what, I've changed. We're having my own company and my own. You couldn't get me to go into a chain restaurant. Go to the mom and pops. Go to the people where, at the end of the day, when I pay that check, it's going into their bank account the next day. It matters to them. You go to these big conglomerates that are publicly traded. It's all diluted down. No one cares about you as a customer. That people that serve me that dinner, they care, and that's what I care about these days. So.
Yeah, and I guess just to punctuate a bit, I have zero issue with the heritage brands. I love what they've done, the road they've paved. Yeah. I do have issue with dishonest brands, and I will never support them. But heritage brands, here and there, if I'm at a bar, but craft first. That's where I'm
craft first. Yeah. I don't think there's a problem with that, and I think it's all good, Lenny.
Well, that should be a bumper sticker, Lenny.
Craft first,
right? Yeah.
There you go. You just came up with a new one. So, all right. On that note, we're going to wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Luke, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on LinkedIn and then also Santa Fe Boutique Wines on Instagram.
Okay, Lenny.
You can find me and the rest of Deer Hammer on social media at Deer Hammer, on the webs at deerhammer.com, where you can order our bottle shipped straight to your door and come visit us in beautiful Buena Vista, Colorado.
All right. We'll toss it over to Ryan.
Across all socials at 10th MTN Whiskey, and our website's 10thwhiskey.com. It's 10th, whiskey with an E.
Miss Becca Sue.
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Becca Sue, 1K, no C's.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find at Steve Akeley across all social media. It is abvnetwork.com is the website where you can find our content, abvbarrelshop.com, where we talk about the barrel shop, what events we have going on, and so much more, abvbarrelshop.com. And, of course, come by and see me there as well. Love to chat whiskey with you and sample out some of our great whiskey. Miss Becca Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See you.
Bye.
See you guys.
Take care, everybody.
Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you're in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.